All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another stream, and lots of Chelsea news to go through. There's been a lot of games. Obviously, in recent times we've played in the Premier League, so there's been a lot of streams about previews and reviews, and I've kind of missed doing a Chelsea sort of transfer news show again. Now that there's a good week until the next game again, there's going to be a lot of transfer news that's going to heat up. And we're coming very, very close to the end of the transfer window. So things are really, really going to start spicing up a lot. But it seems like, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to probably get 2 more players. I think that's where it's all sort of heading towards. We're possibly going to get a defender. We're possibly going to get a midfielder. And the 2 names are Saul Niguez and Jules Koundé. So it's getting interesting. I didn't expect Saul Niguez, but things are heating up. There are news, as Jordan just put out there, that Man United's probably quite interested in Saul as well. So we'll see how that particular situation works out. But before we get into all of that, there's a whole heap of outgoings that needs to happen as well. And we're going to check through all the latest tweets from, the top sort of Chelsea in the knows or reporters, and obviously Fabrizio Romano's tweets. We'll go through them to see where things are at. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I always want to take the time and appreciate your support all the time. Nearly 40 of you guys live right now. Smash the like button. And you guys have been such massive supporters of this particular channel. Recently, we had the watch along as well, the last match against Arsenal, which was really good. Great to see a lot of you guys popping into that as well. You'll probably see a lot more of these watch alongs this season. So hopefully you guys can turn up. As I said, if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. We are running wild towards 8,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You're always here. So, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Nearly 50 of you guys right now. Let's do a quick round of shout outs before we get into whole heap of news. So many different news to go through. We're going to have a bumper stream, and I want to hear exactly what you guys have to say about each and every one of these news, because I want to bring forward some of the juicy comments from you guys, and hopefully we have a solid discussion. There's so much to talk about Saul. I've got so many questions about this whole Saul transfer link, burning questions that I want to share with you guys, and I want to see what you guys think as well. Maybe I can get a different perception from this whole stream today. Kounde, I'm a little bit more okay with that because it makes sense, but we'll go through all of that. First of all, shout out to Tumo CLA. Shout out to Jordan Brennan. Thank you so much for being here, Jordan. Vivek Tantri, thank you so much. Where are you, Miz, my man? I'm here right now. I don't think I was that late. I was about a couple of minutes late, but I was just setting up the whole screen and whatnot. Shout out to Frederick, my man. Thank you so much for always joining, Frederick. Shout out to Farhan Uddin. Thank you so much. Saul is perfect, has experience, has the technical ability to play in TT's system, will be a perfect backup. Keep that thought in mind. We will talk about this and we will have a really good discussion about it. Shout out to Robbie Barua. Thank you so much, my man, as always, joining. D-Strek81, thank you so much for being here. We've got Leroy Brown. Hey, Miz, team is good enough. We don't need Saul. Big up, bro. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking as well, but we'll see. There's a lot of fans that seems to like this whole situation with Saul Niguez. So we'll talk about it 100%. Bonolo, thank you, my man, for joining. And Akinbil, thank you so much for joining. 57 of you guys, nearly 60. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up to well over 50. We're going to have a bumper show. Brent Smith, my man, is here. Thank you so much. Shingo is here as well. This is fantastic to see. We've got a big house in the stream today, so it's great to see this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the rounds on some of these Chelsea news. We'll start with Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano has actually got some really nice news going on. So let's see what Mr. Bad Boy Romano has to say. All right, first up, as I said, I think the whole Saul and Kounde situation is directly correlated with players leaving. That's why we're very interested in letting go of some of the players. Our squad at the moment is too big. So there are some fringe players that need to go out. And I think we're concentrating on that. And then very soon, because the window is going to end within a week, we are going to have to do our business in order to get Saul and Kounde. So some of the outgoings that's happening, first of all, Ike Ugbo will undergo his medical and sign as new Genk player today. He is in Belgium in order to complete his permanent move from Chelsea. Done and confirmed. Olympique Marseille were trying to hijack the deal, but Genk have completed the agreement. There you go. That's one player that is already on the way out. And I don't know exactly how much we're going to get, but I think there was some initial shouts that was made about 15 million euros, I believe, or pounds maybe. So that's a decent business. I mean, Ike Ugbo is a particular player, let's be honest, was never going to be part of the Chelsea setup. So from that perspective, that's a very good business. Player gets to move on. Player gets to have his career elsewhere to a particular club that's probably going to use him. And we make some money. So happy days for that particular situation. Yeah, Vivek's saying 5 million. I think that's what I heard as well. 5 million euros or pounds, something like that. So it's decent business. Decent business. Okay, let's scroll through. There are a few other outgoings. Here's another one. You guys will like this one, ladies and gentlemen. You guys will like this one. AC Milan are close to complete Timo Bakayoko deal with Chelsea. Talks progressing. Loan with buy option. Fee to be decided in the next hours. Chelsea will allow Bakayoko to leave. Final details to be agreed in the next hours, days. This was literally tweeted not that long ago, earlier this morning, my time. It was yesterday, UK time. So looks like this is going to happen. That's another player that does not have a Chelsea career, does not have a Chelsea future. I mean, let's be honest. There's no way Timo Bakayoko, with the star-studded team, the squad that we have, Bakayoko is never, ever going to get that opportunity. I'm surprised that it's a loan first and then buy option, but maybe I don't know exactly what his contract situation is. Maybe he's running out of contract, so loan him now. I'm pretty sure Chelsea's probably going to extend his contract by a year or so, maybe, and then AC Milan will have the option to buy. I mean, I would rather him be sold, but maybe AC Milan just don't have the money to buy him at the moment. And we have to settle with the loan option. Unfortunately, this is the thing. We are stuck with some of these players that there are no suitors out there. And this is why they're going on loans, but hoping that they do well. And that way AC Milan will end up buying him, hopefully. Because, yeah, if he ends up doing well for AC Milan, I can't imagine how AC Milan just lets him go. So that's another player on the way out, which is fantastic. I know it's loan, but even on a loan, we do make money. So it's still a win-win situation. Hopefully, obviously, we're going to get some money on the loan. And then if he does well, hopefully AC Milan can take him away from us. Jordan saying, well done, Marina. Brett saying, just buy him. Yeah, I think a lot of people want him to be sold, but it's very difficult to offload a player that is literally not wanted. It's easier to get them away on loans. Like saying, happy to see some sales from Chelsea. This squad is too bloated. Absolutely. And that's why, players like Kounde and Saul, we're waiting for the last moments to go after these guys because we do need to get out of some of these players. So Ike Ekbo, Timo Bakayoko, both on the way out. And here's a third one. Here's another one, ladies and gentlemen. Davide Zappacosta leaves Chelsea to join Atalanta on a permanent move. Done and confirmed. He's just landed in Bergamo, where tomorrow he'll complete his medical and sign until 2025. So tomorrow meaning today, because this was tweeted out yesterday. He just said to Sky Sports, "I'm really happy to be back here. It's special." I believe Zappacosta was from Atalanta. Live chat, let me know. Was he previously from Atalanta when we bought him? I think he was. I could be wrong, but live chat, you guys are always good at this. So let me know where he was from. But yeah, this is a great move. We've now got a permanent here, no loan option here. And you know what? To be honest, Zappacosta actually looked quite decent in the preseason. So that could be the other scenario or situation why he's gone on a permanent, because he was probably more marketable. He was probably more marketable to be sold. A lot of people are saying Roma. Someone saying Inter. No, okay, so Roma. Yeah, he was previously from Roma. Brilliant. We signed him from Torino. Okay, so Galactus Pro is saying Torino. Gorov is saying Roma. Brent Smith is saying Roma. Galactus Pro is saying Torino. Where did we get him from? Baba Rahman should also leave. He went to Genoa last season on loan. Yeah, look, either way, wherever he's from. I mean, he's come from Italy. I mean, I could easily check it up on Transfer Market, but I just can't be stuffed at the moment. But bottom line, he was a lot more marketable than all these other players, the fringe players. And yeah, I'm not surprised that he's gone on a permanent. And I think Atalanta, that's a top club in the Serie A. So I think they'll benefit from a player like Davide Zappacosta. I wonder how much this particular deal is. It is a permanent one. I haven't seen any money figures that's been thrown around with this one. Live chat, let me know if you've seen any information as to how much this particular deal is. If you've seen any news out there, I've not seen any money amount that's been thrown out in the news at the moment for Davide Zappacosta. But yeah, he's definitely up. Some people are saying 10 million. Ajit Delphi, Jordan as well, 10 million. Look, this is why I love you guys, live chat. Honestly, you guys are so brilliant. I host, you guys give me the news and I just deliver. So thank you heaps for letting me know. Deal's saying big up Niz, big up my man. Yeah, 10 million, 11 million, bottom line, 10 million euros is very, very good business for Davide Zappacosta. So Ike Agbo, about 5 million euros. Davide Zappacosta, 10 million euros. Bakayoko, probably, I don't know, 1 to 2 million euros for the loan, and then hopefully we get to sell him. So already we have made some decent amount of money. We've made some decent amount of money in all of this situation. Now, let's get to talk about the first bad boy. But before we do that, I'll come back to this Fabrizio Romano tweet. Let's have a look at what Simon Phillips has to say as well. He's got some news in regards to many of the situation. We'll get to the Jules Koundé stuff as well. We'll definitely get to the Saul. But here's another one. This is a very, very good one, ladies and gentlemen. I like this one, to be honest. Andres Christensen is reportedly close to agreeing a new long-term Chelsea contract. This is a very good news. Obviously, we're trying to get rid of a lot of players. We're trying to bring in a couple of players. But we need to ensure that we sign some of our current superstars for a long term, one being Rudiger and the other one being Andres Christensen. So this is a fantastic news that Andres Christensen is reportedly close to agreeing a new long-term Chelsea contract. A lot of people are saying, Miz, check Nizar's tweet. Okay, let's check that out. See what's going on with Mr. Nizar. You guys are always brilliant, keeping me always informed, which is fantastic. Chelsea Saul, he's been offered to the... Okay, let's bring this up. Chelsea Saul, he's been offered to the club on loan. Possible option to buy at 34 to 40 million. Wow. A 30 friendly with Chelsea and want to clear space for Kounde. However, move would send a bad message to current Chelsea players. Oh. However, move would send a bad message to current Chelsea players. Okay, what's going on here? Bad message. Let's read. Let's read. Look, as I said, I'm going to get deep into this because I'm not so favorable on this particular move. Not because I don't think the player's good. It's because for me, it doesn't totally make sense. And I'll tell you why. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. I was just going to go through a few of the other news, but let me just quickly read this. Chelsea offered Niguez, on a loan. The Spanish midfielder was offered to the Premier League top side. Okay, da. We know could be interest to Thomas Tuchel. Chelsea have been offered Atletico Madrid Saul. Okay, the 26-year-old could be available on temporary deal, sizable loan fee with that option being of more interest to the Blues. Okay, yeah, all right, I get it that the option of loan does make sense. And they've got Matheus Cunha, so they want to get rid of. They also got Rodrigo de Paul, so that's probably another reason. Salah had a difficult 2021 season under Diego Simeone despite Atleti winning. Okay, increasingly, here we go. Will Chelsea complete a loan move for Saul? Chelsea could push ahead. I want to read that. Yes, here we go. Here we go. I think this is going to be interesting. Indeed, many who were out on loan last season are still in place at Stamford Bridge at the start of 2021-22 campaign. Although there is confidence that moves can and will be arranged before the transfer window closes. The likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ethan Dabbatu have been training with the first team, but it now seems that they could be moved on once again. Timo Bakayoko, Ross Barkley, and Danny Drinkwater, meanwhile, have been training in separate group and using the academy building at Cobham Training Centre. Yeah, still got Ross Barkley and Danny Drinkwater that we need to get rid of. In Bakayoko's case, a loan move with an option. Chelsea are also in contact with contract talks with Chalobah, who has impressed during the season and start of the new campaign. While Ike Agbo, that's the other thing as well. What's going on with Chalobah? The Premier League side will earn about, As for the incomings, Chelsea are weighing up move for Sevilla defenders Jules Koundé as well. Okay, all right, fair enough, ladies and gentlemen, fair enough. As I said, we will get back to that whole Saul Koundé situation because there's solid conversations to be had in that situation, and I want to see what you guys have to say as well. But before that, just quickly, Andres Christensen, long-term contract, new contract. This is going to be brilliant. Hope he signs that very, very soon. We've already seen him start, I believe, against Crystal Palace and Arsenal. I don't think he started against Villarreal. So you know he's going to be an important player. Let's be honest. I don't think Thiago Silva will probably be around next season. This may be the last season for Thiago Silva. And that as well, Thiago Silva is not someone who's going to play on a week-to-week basis or on a every game basis. I think Thiago Silva will be sparingly used. He'll be used on that top matches wherever we need him. But predominantly, I think it will be Andreas Christensen, if I'm being honest about it. And the other one that, I'm hoping that we get that all wrapped up soon is Antonio Rudiger. We need Antonio Rudiger to sign that contract extension. Because for me, at the moment, Rudiger is probably one of the best defenders in world football. Undoubtedly, he's one of the best ones. And under Thomas Tuchel, he's just been absolutely magical. So these are the two that I would love to have tied up. So we've got rid of Ike Agbo, Zappacosta, Bakayoko is almost out of the way. Christensen is looking to re-sign very soon. Hopefully, Rudiger follows suit. Now, the whole conversation about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ampadu, Saul. Let's talk about that. Then we touch on Jules Koundé and Kurt Zouma. Very important. Two big scenarios happening here. Okay. Let's go back to Nezar Kinsella. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this discussion, and I really want to know what you guys have to say about this, okay? A lot of you guys are talking about Tchouaméni. To be honest, I don't know what's going on. The whole news about Tchouaméni seems to have died off. Is it going to get triggered back again? I don't know. Monaco are still in that Champions League qualification. I think they play this week, something like that. Let me have a quick look at Monaco's. We'll look at Monaco's fixtures. Yeah, so they've already lost the first leg of the playoff, the Champions League playoff to Shakhtar 1-0, and they've got the next one coming up on Wednesday. So that may be a big situation. If Monaco gets knocked out from the Champions League playoff after this, because Shakhtar, I think at home, they've already got their away goal, and at home, they probably should take care of the business. Who knows? Maybe Tchouaméni might just become an option again. But that's happening on Thursday my time, Wednesday European time. So that could end up being somewhat tasty once if Monaco gets knocked out. But if Monaco does go through, I don't think Tchouaméni is going to come our way. I think he's probably going to play that Champions League season with Monaco. So all of that Tchouaméni talks are at the moment just on hold. Okay. Saul Niguez, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to that, guys, we've got over 120 people live right now. Smash the like button, guys. Get those likes up to well over 100. There's only 39 likes at the moment. Let's get those likes up to well over 100 straight away, guys. Let's not hesitate. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. But let's lift those likes up. The likes helps the channel out immensely. They're a direct correlation to the growth of this particular channel. And you guys always enjoy being here. So smash the like button. Get those likes up to well over 100 straight away. We've got 120 plus live right now. Okay, let's bring this up again from Nizar. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Nizar is saying he's been offered to the club on loan. Loan, okay, a tick. I don't want this player on a permanent at the moment. Possible option to buy at 34 million to 40 million. I mean, I can understand why that's the price, because he's got still 5 years remaining or 4 years remaining with Atletico Madrid. That's probably why. He's signed apparently a 9-year contract with them. So, or 7-year contract, something like that, 9 or 7 years. So that's probably why it's that expensive. Atleti friendly with Chelsea and want to clear space for Kounde. However, move would send a bad message to current Chelsea players. Okay. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, if we get someone like Saul, can you picture him starting for us? Can you picture Saul Niguez starting for Chelsea Football Club? Considering we already have Kounde, Jorginho, Kovacic. Considering 3 of them are fit as well. Yes, there will be times where Kounde is probably injured or Kovacic is maybe injured. Touch wood, they don't. Touch wood, no one gets injured. But if all of them are fit and you also have Saul, tell me whether Saul starts ahead of Jorginho, Kovacic or Kounde. Personally, I don't think he starts ahead of him. I don't think he starts ahead of them. Yes, global CFC. I can see you saying rotation. I get that. Yes, rotation. But with rotation, you're still probably going to have either Kounde, Kovacic, or Jorginho. I don't think Jorginho is going to miss too many matches. He's probably going to play almost 80% of the matches, let's be honest. Most of the Premier League matches, most of the key Champions League matches, Club World Cup matches, 80% of the matches he'll play. Kovacic as well will play a lot of matches. Kounde, when fit, will naturally start. So in my personal opinion, Global CFC saying he starts ahead of Kovacic. I don't think so. I don't think so. You're disregarding Kovacic a lot, who is a European champion with Chelsea Football Club, someone who's got a lot of respect in the football club, someone who Thomas Tuchel likes a lot. And he's literally going under the radar, some of his performances lately. I don't think, personally, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think Saul starts ahead of any of those. Now, okay, fine. He's the fourth choice midfielder, and he can possibly play in multiple positions as well. A lot of people were saying sometimes he could play on the left side of midfield, and maybe that could be a left wing back, because our left wing back at the moment is helping out in midfield as well. It's not like always consistently bombing up and getting into the box. You could possibly have him playing as a left wing back as well. He has played in that left side. So that could be an option. He could possibly at times be a backup for Jorginho. Yep, no doubt about that. He could be a backup for Kovacic. No doubt about that. But if we're going to use him as a rotational or a backup, ladies and gentlemen, why not someone like Ethan Ampadu? Why not someone like Ethan Ampadu? Saul, for the last 2 seasons, please have a look at his stats. And I'm not saying Saul's a bad player. Saul is a very good player. But there's a reason why Atletico Madrid is looking to get rid of him, right? Saul, if we're just putting the logic behind all of this, if we are saying he's going to be a rotational player and a backup, why aren't we giving that opportunity to Ethan Ampadu? Now, if you're going to say to me, well, Ethan Ampadu didn't have good, Ethan Ampadu didn't have good loan seasons in Leipzig or in Sheffield United. But for me, what's the difference? Saul didn't have last 2 seasons as well either for Atletico Madrid. He did not have superstar seasons, the last one or the one before. So why are we prioritizing Saul over Ampadu for argument's sake, right? Why is it that we are looking to get in Saul and then letting go of someone like Ampadu if we're only going to use Saul as a backup and a rotation? Do you know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to say is that Saul is not your Lukaku kind of signing. Lukaku was brought in to start for us. Lukaku was brought in to start. That's why it's very important to understand all these different styles of transfers. Lukaku was brought in to start for us because we don't have a striker. Are we bringing in Saul to start for us? Are we bringing in Saul to start for us? As I've already mentioned, he does not start ahead of Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kounde, personally, for me. So he's a backup option. Why not give that backup option to Ethan Ampadu, who's, if we're saying that Saul's not going to get that many minutes, why not just give those minutes to Ethan Ampadu? That's my argument. Let's see what you guys have to say. And then we'll get into the whole Ruben Loftus-Cheek situation as well. Galactus, I've seen your message, mate. You keep saying that he starts ahead of Kovacic. But that's, yeah, fine. That's what you think. But I personally don't think so. And a lot of the live chat is saying that they don't think so either. But let's look at some of these comments. Ricky Wheeler. Kovacic is unbelievable. He wasn't wanted at Real Madrid, and look at him for us. If Tuchel sees something, then we must trust him. I get your point, though, Miz, about Ampadu. Yeah. First of all, the disrespect for Kovacic is unbelievable. Honestly. He does a lot of things that does not get noticed. He does a lot of things that doesn't get noticed. He's probably one of the first few players to initiate a big move. It all starts from Jorginho and Kovacic finding those really intricate passes to the inside forwards or the wing backs, and then it creates into a key pass from there on. But without those players building up from deep and controlling the tempo in the midfield and finding those key passes, you look at the goal that we scored, the first one against Arsenal. Most people are probably thinking about, wow, that's such a beautiful cross from Reece James, great movement from Reece James to be able to find someone like Lukaku, great movement from Lukaku. But not many are talking about Kovacic's involvement in that goal. Everyone hypes on about pre-assist. Had that been, and I love this particular player a lot, but I'm just saying it out there. Had that been Mason Mount, for instance, with that pre-assist, everyone in the fan base would be jumping up and down and saying, "Oh, but did you see that pre-assist from Mason Mount?" But no one says anything about the pre-assist from Kovacic. The ball that he found Reece James with, no one wants to talk about that. That was a brilliant ball. He just looks up, whips it in, finds Reece James in acres of space, and then Reece James obviously then did the madness from there on. But no one wants to talk about Kovacic in that particular manner. No one wants to talk about it. But had that been Mason Mount, did you see that pre-assist. Did you see that? This is what I mean. I love Mason Mount. I'm just throwing a example out there. I love Mason Mount, but I think Kovacic, sometimes people don't give him that appreciation that he deserves. I can't believe few people are already saying that Saul starts ahead of Kovacic. I can't believe that. That's insane. Saul is a particular player for Atletico Madrid who's done not much in the last couple of seasons. He's getting thrown away by Atletico Madrid because Atletico Madrid upgraded with Rodrigo de Paul and Cunha. So now we're going to bring in Saul and replace, give all the minutes that we give to Kovacic, give it to Saul so that Kovacic can, be that rotational player or rot in bench. This is why I'm saying whoever is that fourth midfielder, is not going to see that many minutes. And whatever minutes that they were going to see, I wanted those minutes to probably go to Ethan Ampadu maybe. And I'm not a massive advocate for Ethan Ampadu either. It's just I thought maybe he'll stay sticking around with Thomas Tuchel. And I showed you guys not that long ago that article from Football London where apparently recently Ethan Ampadu was playing in the training session that Jorginho role. He was given that particular role by Thomas Tuchel in the training session to ensure one-touch passing, the build-up from the back. So Thomas Tuchel sees Ampadu as that register backup. And not that long ago, Nizar himself, you know what? Let's find this because I'm pretty sure that tweet is still around because Nizar himself tweeted that not long ago that someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ampadu may stick around. I'm just going to find that tweet because I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. Squad depth, Reece James, Romelu Lukaku. There's a lot of Lukaku prop. I love it. It should be like that. It 100% should be like that. Come on, Nizar. Where is your tweet, mate? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nizar recently tweeted that we are possibly keeping Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ethan Ampadu. Or maybe PYS has that. Can't be that far back. Let's see if PYS has that. I saw this recently. I'm pretty certain I saw this recently. People tweet so much, man. Just disappears. If I don't find it in PYS's page, then I'll probably move on from it. Yeah, Chalobah is another one that I want to talk about because this is quite linked to that as well. Anyway, yeah, for some reason I can't seem to find it, but I'm pretty sure Nizar is the one who tweeted that Ethan Ampadu and Ruben Loftus-Cheek were at one point going to be kept by Thomas Tuchel. Now, okay, so we've talked a little bit about Ethan Ampadu. He's one of the opportunities. The other one is Chalobah, ladies and gentlemen. The whole Saul situation, and Chalobah is probably linked with the whole Kounde as well, but there's been talks. Thomas Tuchel said it himself in press conference that if need be, it's not a preference, but if need be, Chalobah could fill in midfield as well. Chalobah could possibly fill in midfield as well. Chalobah has played in midfield for Lorient in French league. So if someone like Saul comes in, we've already seen Chalobah not play against Arsenal, which is fine. He's played against Villarreal. He's played against Crystal Palace. We're probably going to see Azpilicueta. But if Kounde comes in, then what? Kounde will come in. I'm pretty certain Jules Koundé will come in. Then what? Live chat. What do you want from Chalobah? Already Chalobah is probably behind Azpilicueta because Thomas Tuchel still prefers Azpilicueta. And Azpilicueta is still a very, very good player. Then you bring in Kounde, and all of a sudden, where's Chalobah? And then those minutes that Chalobah could have got in midfield, just for argument's sake, all of a sudden he doesn't get that either because now we're getting Saul as well. You see where I'm going with this? You see this final line here. However, move would send a bad message to current Chelsea players. Do you guys understand what's going on? Ethan Ampadu, once Saul comes in, will have to go. Will have to go. Saul and Jules Koundé comes in. Tell me where Chalobah gets minutes. Tell me where Chalobah gets minutes. Jean Berry is saying, where is it? Chalobah can't do Georgie's job. Yeah, of course he can't. But we don't necessarily need to have Georgie in every game. I'm talking about those odd games where Georgie is not going to... Jorginho is not going to play 100% of the games. Let's say at most 80% of the games. The 20%, you're bringing in Saul for the 20%. You want Saul on a loan for those 20%. I'm talking about those 20% being maybe, Carabao Cup, FA Cup games, Champions League group stage if we already have qualified for the next round, the odd Premier League game here and there. You're bringing in Saul for that. Those minutes might as well go to Ethan Ampadu or Chalobah. Chalobah has played in midfield. He's not foreign to that particular position. He won't be doing what Jorginho does. And we'll need to adapt a little bit, of course. But those are the odd games. They're not going to be the main ones. Unless you're thinking, but what if Jorginho gets injured? Then what? But we can't be thinking like that. We can't be thinking that, Jorginho is going to get injured, so we're just going to have a Saul. What if Jorginho doesn't get injured? Then what? So there's a whole situation of Ethan Ampadu. There's a whole situation of Chalobah. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a massive, massive fan of this particular loan option of Saul. Now, Saul as a player, his characteristics is exactly what Thomas Tuchel probably desires. Pressing, very technical on the ball. I'm sure, he'll be able to counter press as well. As soon as we lose the ball, he'll probably win back the ball. So, yeah, he's a decent player. But he's another one of those sort of players that we already have. It's not like he's going to be adding goals and assists, because you look at his stats from last 2 seasons, he's not one of those guys who bangs in goals and assists left, right, and center. He definitely isn't one of those players. He's another one of those workhorses. So, yeah, this is why I don't think that particular fourth midfield option should be going to someone like Saul. But if that's what Thomas Tuchel wants, I'm not gonna be upset about it. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. That's fine. But we're here to have a discussion. Let's see what the live chat has to say about this, and then we'll move on to the Jules Koundé. Meanwhile, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely smash the like button and get those likes up to well over 100. We're up to 63 likes. It's that's another 37 likes away from 100 likes. So let's get those likes up well over 100 straight away, guys. We're 164 people live. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and participate in the poll as well, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea fans, you want Saul Niguez at Chelsea? Yes or no? 171 votes in yes, 68%. 68% of you guys are saying yes to Saul. Wow. Wow. I mean, to the 68%, what's the chance for Chalobah and Ethan Ampadu? Are we done with Ethan Ampadu? Ethan Ampadu is 20. Are we done with him? Is it over? Should we let him go? Sell him? Billy Gilmore, don't forget, he's on loan. He's destined to come back. We get him on the loan. If he does well, do we buy him? Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look at some of these comments now. Nate Abbey's dad, Saul could play ahead of Kovacic. He's good on the ball. He's better assist and can shoot on goal better than Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kounde. Okay. All right. You know what? Since you've said this, let's bring this out. Let's bring this out. Let's test this out. You're saying that he's better. You're saying that he's better. Okay. Let's actually test this scenario out. Because I literally checked this the other day. So let's have a look at what he did last season and the season before as well. And you tell me how he's so much better on the ball. I can't believe I'm even like, once again, the disrespect for Kovacic. Wow. Kovacic is excellent on the ball. Excellent. I mean, for God's sake, Kovacic is a European champion. Not just with Chelsea. He's won Champions League with Real Madrid as well. Okay. So let's have a look at 2021. Season that finished last season. Nate, 41 matches, 2 goals, 1 assist. "41 matches, 2 goals, 1 assist in all club competition last season. La Liga, 33 matches, 2 goals, 1 assist. Champions League, 6 matches, nothing. Copa del Rey, 2 matches, nothing." I mean, where are we seeing these goals and assists? Where are we seeing these goals and assists? Okay, let's go back another season back. Let's go back another season. I think it's a little bit better, but it's not like he's setting the world apart either. Season 1920, 47 matches, 7 goals. 6 goals, 35 matches La Liga, 6 goals. Champions League, 9 matches, 1 goal. 47 matches, 7 goals. Okay, 7 goals, fair enough. But you're making it seem like he's a midfield maestro. Let's go back another season back. 18-19. "45 matches, 6 goals, 3 assists. 4 goals out of 33 matches in La Liga, 1 assist. Champions League, 1 goal. UEFA Super Cup, 1 goal. 2 assists in Copa del Rey." Bottom line, he's not what you think he is in terms of goals and assists. And that's the misconception, especially last season. 2 goals and 1 assist. And I don't look at him as a goals and assists kind of player anyway. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried because I know what Thomas Tuchel is getting him. Thomas Tuchel is getting him for the work rate because our midfielders are not there to score goals. It's the forwards, the inside forwards, and the wing backs are the ones that get into the party. Our midfielders under Thomas Tuchel are not goal-scoring midfielders because that's not what he's looking for. That's not what he's looking for. All right, let's have a look at what else you guys are saying. 186 live. Smash the like button, guys. Ake saying check cover stats. I know cover stats. I'm not trying to compare cover stats with Saul. As I said, Thomas Tuchel's style does not. He's not asking for his midfielders to be scoring goals and assisting. That's not what he's asking. Because if that's what he was asking, then we wouldn't be playing the style that we're playing. And Kovacic as well, this season's already got an assist, if you want to call it an assist. That pass to Chalobah was an assist. That's registered as an assist. How do we know how many of those Saul's assists are just like that? I'm just saying. No disrespect, but I'm just saying. Thomas Tuchel's not worried about assists and goals from his midfielder. That's not what their role is, to be honest. Marcus Rashford, low. Saul is just an okay-ish player. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I mean, Marcus Rashford, it's almost as if Chelsea fan base, as soon as this rumor has come about, has convinced themselves that he is a midfield maestro. He is someone that is being chased by almost every club out there. It's not. Gaurav was saying, Miz, can you bring up Shermini stats? Shermini stats are actually very good. Let me see if I can bring Shermini. He's more of a box-to-box, so that's probably why it's good. Let's have a look at his last season's stats. Already this season, he's got a goal. I mean, Saul also has an assist this season, so yeah. Shermini last season, 2 goals, 4 assists. Coupe de France, 6 matches, 1 goal. Overall, 3 goals, 4 assists. Compare that with Saul. Obviously, Saul's only got 2 goals, 1 assist. But as I said, Saul's not coming to Chelsea for goals and assists. He's doing a different job. Shermini, on the other hand, he's probably going to be doing the Kounde sort of box-to-box, but at least he can put in the assists and goals. He's got that ability to do that. But also, Shermini, I believe, is a lot younger than Saul. Saul's 26, still youngish, but Shermini's 21. So, yeah, I mean, that makes more sense to me, Shermini. For me, he does a lot more. Yeah, there you go, deals. Shermini's better than Saul. 100% better than Saul. Just went. All right, let's bring, you know what? Let's bring up cover stats. Fine. But I'm not, as I said, Kovacic is not here to score goals and assists. I'll bring it up, Jasmine. Since you want it up, I will bring it up. It's not like I've got anything to hide. It's Kovacic. It's not even me. Let's bring up Kovacic's stats, Jasmine. I mean, I'm not here to disrespect Kovacic, and I don't think I'm disrespecting Saul. All I'm saying is I don't think Chelsea needs a Saul. If Thomas Tuchel gets him, that's fine. That's fine. We're having a discussion. That is all. Kovacic, 2 Premier League games, 1 assist already. That's like Saul last season. Last season, Kovacic only registered 2 assists. Is that any worse than Saul? Saul got 2 goals and an assist. Kovacic got 2 assists. So it's not like Saul's a big upgrade. Saul's not a big upgrade at all. As I said, at the end of the day, these players are not designed to be scoring and assisting under Thomas Tuchel with the style of football that we're playing from our midfield. And yes, Vivek, he has played less games. Slightly less. I think overall, Kovacic has played 42 games. Yes, in the league, 27. I think in the league, um, Saul played 33. But I think Saul overall was about 44 or 45 games. Kovacic is 42. So it's slightly less. It's not massively less. Yeah, Marcus Rashford, absolutely agreed. Kovacic's job is not to score. This is the thing. People need to understand the roles of Jorginho, Kovacic, and Kante. They're not there to score goals. Kante is more of a connector, destroyer, ball carrier, able to soak up the pressure from deep, break through, and then release the ball. Similarly with Kovacic, Kovacic has the ability to be very, press resistant, has very good passing range as well. And once again, soak up the pressure from deep, drive, and find those balls to the key players, wing backs, inside forwards. They're not there to drive all the way through the middle and score goals. That's not their duty. Simple as. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is Jules Koundé. But ladies and gentlemen, that's my thought about Saul. We've got 193 votes. By the way, guys, over 200 people live right now. Smash the like button. Get those likes up to well over 100. We're 23 likes away. Let's get those likes up to well over 100. And then let's aim for 150. But so far, 206 votes. 68% wants Saul. Wow. Insane. But it is what it is. Look, I've said my bit in regards to why I think it doesn't make sense. But if he does come through, I'm okay with it. I'm going to be backing him. I'm going to be excited to see him. And I'm going to hope that he has a stunning season with us. I'm truly going to hope he has a stunning season with us. But I just don't think it makes sense. That's my argument. I don't think it makes sense. Ricky Wheeler, Kovacic over Saul all day, every day, but Saul was a massive prospect and has lost his way. It's a gamble that could pay off or might not. Yeah, Saul a couple of seasons ago was actually very good. I remember for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, he was very, very good. So I don't forget about that. Yeah, Bonolo, what about what Saul offers defensively and quick transition? He does. But then again, is that any different to what Kovacic or Kante provides? That's the thing. The only thing I think Saul has over all of those players, the three midfielders, is Saul's versatile. Saul can play on the left side as well as a left mid. So it makes me think maybe he could play as a left wing back at times, because our left wing back does drop into midfield and help out the midfield. It's not like they're fixed as a winger. He could possibly play on the left side. So he is versatile. Roby, Miz, it's just a loan. It's not that serious. We're just having a discussion. I'm not serious. We're just having a discussion. If it's a loan, yeah, the loan makes it interesting. The loan does make it interesting. But then again, why give those minutes when we could possibly give it to, if we're saying it's just a loan, don't worry about it, it's just a loan. Might as well give those minutes to Ethan Ampadu. Do you know what I mean? If we're not expecting Saul to play that much, might as well just give it to Ethan Ampadu. All right, let's talk about Jules Koundé. Let's go to Jules Koundé now. And then we'll talk a little bit about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which is going to be an interesting way to talk about that situation. Why'd I get out of here? Let's go to Simon Phillips. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, actually, let's have a look at Fabrizio's tweet about Jules Koundé. I mean, it's nothing new from him about Jules Koundé. It's pretty much the same stuff. But yeah, Jules Koundé is one player that is already agreed sort of personal terms with Chelsea. That was said a long time ago anyway. Yeah, here we go. Back-to-back Jules Koundé and Kurt Zouma situation. Here we go. Bad boy Fabrizio Romano is saying Jules Koundé has an agreement on personal terms with Chelsea until June 2026. since weeks. He's ready to join if the two clubs reach an agreement, but he'll be respectful with Sevilla not forcing his move. Zuma to West Ham, key to proceed. Talks ongoing on personal terms. So with the whole Jules Koundé situation, ladies and gentlemen, it's very much connected towards just looking at Jashu's comment. Ampadu didn't even have a proper loan season in any team. Now you're saying let's play Ampadu in Chelsea's. Jaswan, just quickly before we get into the whole Jules Koundé stuff. I wasn't the biggest advocate of Ampadu either, Jaswan. Just let's get that straight. I've always said that Ampadu didn't have big loan seasons with Leipzig or Sheffield. Although with Sheffield, he's played better. He got more minutes. But I thought, well, how can you do that? I don't know if you deserve to have those minutes. You need to probably go on a loan. But that's when I was thinking if it was Shermani. If the player was Shermani. But since the player is Saul, and we're not expecting Saul to play so much, my whole idea was, why don't you give those little minutes to Ethan Ampadu? Ethan Ampadu is still a talented player. It's not like that talent has disappeared. He's 20. So for me, giving those little minutes to Ethan Ampadu is a lot more beneficial, who could turn into a big player. Just like Chalobah. Jasper, did you expect Chalobah to become a Chelsea first team player? Tell me honestly, Jasmine, did you actually expect Chalobah to become a Chelsea first team player? It happened because he got those opportunities, he worked hard, it all fell into place. Ampadu probably just needs that opportunity as well. For me, if it was Shermani, then fine, send Ampadu on a loan. But if it's Saul, for me, if we're not expecting him to play a lot, then it doesn't make sense. Jules is saying Saul will play. Saul Niguez is quality, bro. Jules, all right. Man, I can't seem to go to this Jules Koundé conversation. Jules Koundé is going to happen soon. Jules, I want to ask you, do you expect Saul to start ahead of Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kounde? Do you expect him to start ahead of them? And at the end of the day, Jorginho is probably going to play 80% of the time. He really will. Similarly, Kovacic and Kounde, when fit, will start. So you tell me how many games out of 60 would Saul get, and if that's going to be okay with him. That's the whole conversation. If we're saying Saul's going to play 50% of the game, well, why not give those 50% to our players? Why are we trying to develop someone like Saul? Do you know what I mean? If we're getting someone like Shermani, that's a different thing. Shermani is for the future. I don't know if Saul's our future. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna stop the whole Saul situation here. We're gonna talk about Jules Koundé. So Jules Koundé is very much correlated with Kurt Zouma, and Kurt Zouma's situation with West Ham is getting close as well. They're just talking about personal terms. Now, the whole thing about Jules Koundé as well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to now throw another question to you guys now. Azpilicueta is already starting. When Jules Koundé comes, probably Aspi and Jules Koundé will share the right CB. Right wing back seems like it's Reece James, but then there's also the conversation of Callum Hudson-Odoi. So when Jules Koundé comes in, where does Chalobah play, ladies and gentlemen? Now, if you tell me midfield, I'm going to be mad. If you tell me, well, Chalobah can also play midfield, because I said that, but you guys want Saul. So where does Chalobah play, ladies and gentlemen? I want you guys to answer this. Everyone in the live chat. We get Jules Koundé and we get Saul, because it looks like these are the two players that we're going to get. Now, you tell me where Chalobah is going to get the opportunity. Someone's already saying Chalobah's a DM. DK is saying RCB. DK, I just already told you. RCB is already taken by Aspi and Kounde. Jin's saying he plays in domestic cups. Okay, so all of a sudden, Chalobah, we're going to sign him on a long-term contract, and all we're going to do is play him on the first few rounds of the FA Cup and the Carabao. So what's that? How many matches is that? How many matches is that? Where's this? Where's this comment? Beko saying he will rotate with Aspie. If he rotates with Aspie, then where's Kounde? Beko is saying he'll rotate with Aspie, and then Calvin is saying Chalobah ain't better than Kounde. I love our fan base. One is saying he'll rotate with Aspie, the other one is saying Chalobah is not better than Kounde. Bottom line, Kounde and Azpilicueta will share the right CB position. And then what happens to Chalobah? A player that you guys were asking to feature a lot more. Kounde left CB. He's not played LCB. He's not played LCB. And mind you, Ethan Ampadu, he has played LCB. So there's another benefit there with Ethan Ampadu. Kounde possibly could fill in, but that's not his preference. That's definitely not his preference. LCB is not his preference. Marcus Rashford. These fans need to read more books to increase their IQ. For me, I've seen a lot lately in the fan base that they just want to throw in names. They just want to throw, get him. Yep, get him, keep him, get him, keep him. Don't let him go. And then when you start throwing, well, what about him? What about them? Then everyone's stuck. Everyone's stuck. No one knows what needs to be done. Global CFC. Aspie, James, Kounde, Chalobah. Aspie, James, Kounde, Chalobah. So Aspie, James, as in, I don't understand these global CFC. So are you saying Aspie, right CB, James, right wing back, and then Kounde, right CB, Chalobah wing back? Surely not. Surely not. I mean, is this two spots here, or I don't understand this completely. Global CFC, if you can just elaborate on that. Yes, this I like. This comment. Prince Boat. Kounde is future player for Chelsea. We may lose some of the defenders next year, don't you know, my bro? Yes. This is a good comment. Now, Kounde is for the future. We're most likely going to lose Thiago Silva. And we're most likely going to start parting away from Azpilicueta. I think this may be the last season for Aspie. I don't know. Depends on how Aspie goes. If Aspie keeps performing, it may not be the case. But yeah, I do agree with this, that Kounde is the future. But the argument that I've got here is the whole Kounde, Saul, and then you have Chalobah, who could possibly play in midfield as well. If we get someone like Kounde, Chalobah is probably not featuring in defense because you already got Aspie, Kounde, Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi as a wing back who's not even played a game yet in the Premier League. So where does someone like Chalobah feature? But yeah, I do agree. Kounde is for the future. Kounde is for the future, and that's why I like that. That's why I really like that. I like the fact that Kounde is for the future. Yes, Talal is right. Kounde is Aspie replacement. 100% agree. And this is why I like the Kounde deal. I personally like the Kounde deal. I really do. And I hope we get him. And I think we will get Kounde, Jules Koundé. And I like him. Because one, he's for the future. Excellent speed, great ball control, great technical ability. Does not fear to take his players on. And from the right CB, if we want to evolve our formation, and if we want our LCB, the way Rudiger bombs forward, if we want the RCB to bomb forward as well, Jules Koundé is the exact player. And Jules Koundé could probably fit in as a right wing back as well, because he's played for France in a as a right back. And Jules Koundé can play as four at the back as well, because he plays as RCB for Sevilla. So there's a lot of upside. Whereas Saul, the reason why I'm talking about Kounde and Chalobah is because if we're not using Chalobah in defense once we get Kounde because of Aspi and many other defenders, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Reece James as well, then Chalobah at least could get some minutes in midfield. He has played. Chalobah has played in midfield. Thomas Tuchel has said that. It's not even my words. Thomas Tuchel in the press conference said that he could possibly, it's not the preference. It's not the preference, but he could feature there. Daniel saying Tuchel clearly says that Chalobah will not play DM. He didn't say anything about DM, but please, Daniel, have a look at his last press conference. Maybe the Arsenal one or the one before Crystal Palace. He clearly states that if we don't get anyone in midfield, Chalobah is someone who's played in France. In France, League One, Chalobah has played bits and pieces as a DM. Check out the stats, check out any compilations, check out any of the matches as well if you want to see the full highlights. He's done it and he's done it well. I'm not saying he's going to do a Jorginho role. He's not going to be able to do in that caliber, but as someone, if we need for that odd, Carabao Cup. But if you're saying we get Saul for that, well, it is what it is. So yeah, that was the Jules Koundé situation. But we do need Kurt Zouma gone. And this is the tweet for Kurt Zouma, ladies and gentlemen, from Fabrizio Romano. The agreement between West Ham and Chelsea for Kurt Zouma is not a problem. Chelsea are prepared to sell as they want to sign Kounde as priority. Spurs are not in the race, but Zouma is negotiating personal terms with West Ham since days talks ongoing. I think this will happen. And we will see Kurt Zouma most likely out, and Jules Koundé will be brought in. We're running out of time, but I think this will happen. And this is exactly how it's being looked at. And the other latest news in this whole situation is this one. And this is what makes me think that Kounde will happen very, very soon, is the fact that contacts initiated by Sevilla with Boubacar Kamara. Boubacar Kamara is another player that we were after. And Boubacar Kamara is someone who can play as that middle sort of CB in a back three and definitely can play as a DM. If we were looking for that sitter, people are looking for Declan Rice. But if we're looking for a sitter, Boubacar Kamara was that sitter. He was able to do that. But looks like Sevilla is going for Boubacar Kamara because he can play as a CB as well. And he's going for cheap Boubacar Kamara. I think he's going for about 15 million euros. So if that happens, which looks like is the replacement for Jules Koundé, then Jules Koundé is probably going to come to us straight after that. And then Zouma, you'll see Zouma move on to West Ham. But yeah, it's something for you guys to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Once Kounde comes in, Kounde, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Reece James, 6. If you're going to include Cho as a wing-back option. So if we look at the RCB, Kounde, Reece James, possibly as Christensen could play as RCB as well at times if we want to play Christensen and Thiago Silva together. So if we want to play Rudiger, Christensen and Thiago Silva, we've seen that in the Champions League for against Real Madrid, where Christensen played as a right CB. But naturally, you should see Azpilicueta and Kounde. So if that's the case, where is Chalobah playing? Surely not 3 RCB. That's a bit too much. Backup option. Abu Mansari, thanks guys. For me, I prefer the to remain like this to avoid selection headache. Yeah, man, massive selection headache. Um, yeah, Calvin Daniel, Kounde is coming. I think this one's happening, and I'm happy with that because Kounde is for the future. We need it, and he's a special talent. So I'm happy with this. Absolutely happy with this. Ricky Wheeler, James Aspie, Andres Christensen, Rudiger, Alonso or Aspie, Kounde, Chalaba, Aspie, Chilwell when Silva leaves. Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, once Silva leaves, then there's space for sure. For sure. The question is this season, do you just keep someone just sitting in the bench? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Becco. I don't get why we ain't going for Basuma. I mean, we're interested in Saul. If anything, he's very similaristic to Kovacic. Yes, Saul can play in more positions than Kovacic. That's fine. But I thought we don't need someone like Saul because we've got that profile. Someone like Basuma, that makes sense. He's a proper sitter. And not just a sitter, he's great with the ball carrying as well. He can score goals too. Basuma can score goals. He's an all-rounder. He's an all-round midfielder. Why aren't we looking at someone like him? Very strange. Very strange. But then we're interested at someone like Declan Rice. It's just it baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. Gonna look at some final comments here. Guys, let me know. Saul, let me know Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé makes sense to me, but I want to hear what you guys have to say overall. Put up some comments. Nearly 200 still live, guys. Let's get the likes up to well over 150. We've got 100 already. Let's reach out to 150. Literally about 47 likes away from 150. There's still 200 plus. Make sure to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to subscribe. And yeah, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe. We are running towards 8,000 subscribers, which is going to be fun. And participate on the poll. Chelsea fans, do you want Saul Niguez at Chelsea? 69% still want Saul Niguez. Fantastic. And also check out the pin message, ladies and gentlemen. Download the Tenor app, guys. I've teamed up with the Tenor. It's a sports prediction app, completely free to download, completely free to play. Let me just bring this up if I can. And all you do is basically answer a set of questions for each match. Many matches out there, and you get the chance to win some cash prizes for free. So say, for instance, Norwich versus Bournemouth is one that's on. £50 is the pool at the moment. You just pretty much just click on play, and there's a set of questions that you go through. Leeds United versus Crew Alexandria. There's £50 there to win as well. And there's plenty of matches like that. Watford Crystal Palace, £75 to win. All you got to do is basically download that app, which is a free app, and play for free. Set of questions, just basically asking you how many goals are going to be scored, how many, how many yellow cards and all sorts, how many throw-ins, how many corners. And if you win some cash. So download ahead. The link is in the pin message, and it's also in the description. Let's have a look at some final comments here. Daniel saying no to Saul. Let's have a read this one. Adrian Sheikh. Miz, I think we need to find a midfielder who would be happy to be fourth choice and also be a quality DM. Saul fits that situation, in my opinion. What makes you think Saul will be happy to be fourth choice, Adrian? What makes you think Saul will be happy to be fourth choice? Is he fourth choice for Atletico? I mean, he's been touted to leave, but he's still starting for Atletico. He started the first match for them. So He got an assist as well. Sudarshan, I mean, I love a random comment out of nowhere. We're talking about Saul, we're talking about Jules Koundé, we're talking about, and then out of nowhere, Sudarshan is FPL points. I love fans who do this. It's crazy. And Sudarshan again, FPL points. Sudarshan, my man, are you not with the program? We're talking about Saul, we're talking about Kounde, we're talking about all the things, and you're asking me FPL points. Are we talking about FPL? Strange, my man. Strange, my man. FPL points. Okay, I got 45 points for this week. Last week, I think I got something around 70. Oh, let me have a look. I hate getting distracted because I'm talking about a particular topic and then I get asked about all of this stuff. I mean, if it was FPL, then fine. I'd be talking about FPL, but I'm not doing an FPL show. Anyway, I got 45 this week and I got something like 70 last week. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay. All right, let's take one last comment here. Calvin, I certainly agree with the notation that we need to develop our young players and give them game time. However, it looks like Tuchel wants a bit of experience. Thank God I'm not in his position. Yeah, thank God I'm not in his position either. I'm not saying go out there and give all the youngsters some experience. I've never been of that. I've never advocated for that. But what I'm saying is you've already got experience with Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kounde. That fourth guy was going to be just a fill-in. And I thought that fill-in opportunity could have gone to a youngster to develop those time. That fill-in opportunity is going to someone like Saul. That's where it just didn't make sense. But someone like Tchouaméni, however, young, has massive ceiling. I can understand that. I can get that. That, yes, that's a superstar. Let's get him in. Saul, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But if we get him, we get him. I'm not going to be... If we announce Saul soon, I'm not going to be... It's not like I'm going to cry. I'll be all right with it. I'll be backing him as well. All right, let's take the last comment and then we'll finish things up. Guys, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to 150 before we end the stream, which will be very, very exciting. And then we will be back tomorrow as well. But let's get those likes up to well over 150. This will be a fantastic way to end the stream, guys. You guys have been enjoying it. You guys have been hanging around. So let's get those likes up to 150 and then we'll end it from there. We'll end the poll as well. 308 votes, 70% want Saul. My days. There are a lot of fans for Saul. Jules is saying, by the way, Jules Koundé or Jules Pad? Saul will get game time. Saul will get games. He's 26, bags of experience, and has played in Champions League final. I don't think we desperately need him, but I'm happy to have him on a good deal, similar to Kovacic in style. Yeah, look, you've just mentioned everything in terms of similar to Kovacic style. So do we need another Kovacic? He's played Champions League final. Fantastic. But we do have Champions League final players. We've got Champions League winners in the likes of Jorginho, Kounde, and Kovacic. So why not give someone that fourth chance to someone else as opposed to Saul, who's just going to eat up other people's time? But anyway, it is what it is. If Saul comes in, he comes in. That's fine. They are only selling Saul because of the wage cap. So how much are we paying? Are they paying his wages or are we paying his wages? Interesting. Yeah, Ricky Wheeler, there you go. If only we still had Billy Gilmore. People's already forgotten about Billy Gilmore. So if Saul does well, buy Saul. And then if you ask them about, what about Billy Gilmore? I don't remember. Who is Billy Gilmore? It's classic out of sight, out of mind. Like, there's no forward thinking and there's no, ideology behind what we're doing with the squad. Seriously. Please, let's talk about Champions League draw. Ernest, why are we talking about a Champions League draw? Like, is that this is not the show for it. When the Champions League draw comes around, we will talk about it. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. We've streamed for a long time now. please smash the like button. We're literally, 36 likes away. Appreciate all the support you guys have given me. Hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. Look, at the end of the day, it's just a footballing discussion. I love each and every one of you guys a lot. I appreciate the support you guys give me. I love having these interactions with you guys, seeing the live chat, coming out with so many different comments and creating a brilliant, brilliant discussion. So do appreciate that a lot. Please smash the like button, get those likes up to 150. And if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. We are going to chase that 8,000 down. Let's chase that 8,000 down. Let's get to that 8,000 subscribers. And also, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on Instagram. You can see my Instagram handle there. I'm trying to build that particular platform. So please follow me on Instagram if you can. I'll be doing a lot more posts there as well. So it'll be very much appreciated if you can follow me there. I can already see a lot of good comments here from Ricky Wheeler. Great stream, Miz. Have a good day, buddy. Aka saying, big up, Miz. Jahidi saying, we love you, Miz. Keep it up, Miz, from Ayub. Super stream from Goro. Becca, love the channel, Miz. Love you guys, man. Honestly, you guys are brilliant. Until next time. See ya.